Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Learning with Samanvi. Today's topic that we're going to discuss upon is the circulatory system. The ability to keep the blood circulating despite the pull of the gravity is a matter of life and death for most organisms. Large animals like human beings have a system specialized to carry materials from one part to another. This system is called the circulatory system. It consists of the network of tubes called blood vessels through which the heart pumps the blood. The circulation of blood takes place continuously by pumping action of the blood, resulting in the transportation of materials within the body with the help of blood. A blood is a fluid connective tissue through which transport of material is done. It tastes saltish due to the presence of sodium chloride or common salt in it, and it is bright red in color. An average adult person contains 5 to 6 liters of blood in his body. Blood consists of the following: plasma. It is a liquid part of the blood. Different types of cells like RBCs, WBCs, and platelets are suspended in the plasma. It transports carbon dioxide and many other substances which help in the clotting of blood, and it contains a protein fibrinogen. It also contains antibodies that protects the body from diseases. About 90% of plasma is water, while 10% includes dissolved nutrients and mineral salts. Plasma is yellow in color. Blood cells. There are three types of blood cells. Number one, red blood cells. They are also known as erythrocytes. They contain a complex chemical compound called hemoglobin, which has iron. Hemoglobin combines with the oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin. It delivers the bound oxygen to cells. The red color of erythrocytes is due to the presence of this iron containing compound hemoglobin. Mature red blood cells are minute, bincave, and disc shaped. It is hemoglobin in the red RBCs which makes it possible for the blood to act as a carrier of oxygen from the lungs to the tissues. Mature RBCs in human beings do not have a nucleus. They lose their nuclei to as increase the space for hemoglobin and oxygen. In newborn babies, RBC is nucleated. They are made inside the bone marrow and are destroyed by the liver when they die. They have a lifespan of 120 days. They are disc shaped and are able to fold and bend when they are forced through small blood vessels. White blood cells. They are also known as leukocytes. They fight against germs and foreign bodies and thus protect the body from diseases. WBCs are colorless and have a nucleus. They are larger than RBCs but fewer in number. They are about 50,000 to 70,000 WBCs present in 1 cubic milliliter of blood. Many WBCs are made in a bone marrow. They live for few hours to many days depending upon their type. When they travel along the blood, they are more or less spherical, but they flatten continuously and change their shape along the inner walls of the blood vessels. They show amoeboid movements which help them to squeeze out of capillaries into tissues, and this process is also known as diabetes. Types of blood WBCs. WBCs are classified into two types: granulocytes and granulocytes. Agranulocytes. Agranulocytes. These WBCs have no granules in the cytoplasm and are produced in the bone marrow within the marrow cavity of long bones. These are of two kinds: lymphocytes, which have round nucleus, and monocytes, which have horseshoe shaped or kidney shaped nucleus. Granulocytes. These WBCs have larger granules in the cytoplasm and have lobed nucleus. These are of three types. Neutrophils have 2 to 6 lobes of nucleus. Basophils have bobbled or irregular nucleus, and eosinophils have bobbled nucleus. Blood platelets. They are also known as thrombocytes. They help in preventing of blood loss as they cause clotting in the blood at the site of injury. They are also made in the bone marrow and have a lifespan of 8 to 14 days. They are about 2.5 lakh blood platelets in 1 cubic meter of blood. Blood vessels. The blood flows in the vessels which are of the three following types. Arteries. Arteries are vessels which carry the blood away from the heart. Veins. Veins are vessels which bring the blood back to the heart. Capillaries are fine vessels which connect the arteries and veins. Capillaries. Arteries branch to form arterioles. Arterioles further branch to form capillaries. Capillaries reunite to form venules, and venules unite to form veins. Unique role of capillaries. As the blood flows along the capillaries, the oxygen and other useful substances diffuse out to the surrounding cells, and the waste material like CO2 diffuse into the blood, making it deoxygenated. In this way, the capillaries keep our tissues in a healthy state. The capillaries are extremely numerous, and every organ contains thousands of them. Valves inside veins. Blood in the veins is at much lower pressure than in the arteries. One way valves inside the veins prevent the blood from flowing backwards. The force of the heartbeat keeps flowing the blood away from the heart through the arteries. So there is no needs of valves inside the arteries. Functions of the blood. The blood is a fluid connective tissue performing the following functions. The blood carries oxygen from the lungs to the different parts of the body and removes the carbon dioxide from the body cells. The blood carries digested food from the intestine to all parts of the body. Blood contains WBCs which protects the body from diseases. Blood carries hormones from the endocrine glands to different body organs. Blood carries the waste product called urea from the liver to the kidney for excretion in the form of urine. The blood regulates body temperature. The blood contains platelets which form a clot around the wound, thus preventing blood loss. Heart. The human heart is about the size of a clenched fist. It is a muscular organ that rhythmically contracts to force the blood around the body of an organism. The circulation of the blood is intimated by the by the heart, which lies between the lungs and appears slightly towards the left side. It is enclosed by double membrane called pericardium filled with pericardian fluid. It is formed of four chambers. The two anterior chambers which receive blood are called auricles, and two posterior chambers distributing the blood are called ventricles. In between these chambers there is a present door like valves in which the blood flows in one direction only, that is the from auricles to ventricles. The reverse flow of the blood is prevented by these valves. Tricuspid tricuspid valve. It is located between the right auricle and right ventricle. Bicuspid valve. It is located between the left auricle and left ventricle. Pulmonary semilunar valve. It is located at the opening of pulmonary artery. Aortic semilunar valve. It is located at the opening of aorta. Heartbeat. It is a cycle of man. There are two sounds which can be heard. These sounds are distole and systole. Diastole is a brief period in the heart cycle when both our arteria and ventricles are relaxed and the heart refills with blood from the veins. Systole is the phase of heart cycle and when the heart muscles contract. Diastole and systole produce an unmistakable two-toned sound which is easily heard through an instrument called stethoscope. This sound is the heartbeat. The healthy adult, the heartbeat is of 72 times in a minute, but it can vary between the age of between the age from 60 beats per minute to 80. The exercise makes the heart beat faster and brings more blood to the muscles, which is good for our health. Beating of heart is controlled by a pacemaker, also known as sinoarterial node, which is a group of special nerves in the right atrium. The sinoarterial node or the pacemaker of the heart is in the right auricle of the heart, which intimates an impulse that causes both the auricles of the heart to contract, followed by the contraction of ventricles. This contraction phase is called the systole. The heart not only contracts but also relaxes. The relaxation phase is called the diastole. Both these phases occur at a rhythmic manner, one after another. Then they are called the cardiac cycle or our heartbeat. Working of the heart. The right auricle receives the deoxygenated blood from all parts of the body, which, with the help of the main vein, it is poured into the right ventricle from the right auricle and then it is sent to the lungs for oxygenation. From the lungs, the oxygenated blood is poured into the left auricle. This circulation of blood from the right ventricle to of the heart to the heart again in the left auricle is called the pulmonary circulation. From the left auricle is forced to the left ventricle, on which contraction supplies oxygenated blood to all parts of the body, which with the help of arteries. After distributing the oxygen, the other substances to all parts of the body and collecting carbon dioxide and other metabolic waste materials, the blood is filtered by the liver and disinfected by the kidneys. Then it is returned to the right auricle by the main vein called vena cava. The circulation of the blood from the left ventricle to the body parts and then back to the heart is called the systematic circulation. Blood groups. The blood groups were discovered by Karl Landsteiner in 1900. A person blood group is determined by the type of antigen present on the surface of the red blood cell. In most people, there are only two types of antigen, antigen A and antigen B. One person only has one type of antigen present on its RBCs. The plasma of the blood contains antibodies which attack the foreign red blood cells antigens, but not only their own red blood cell antigens. On the basis of the type of antigen present on the surface of the red blood cell, the human blood is classified into four groups, namely A, B, AB, and O. A blood group, a person with the blood group of AB type is the universal recipient, and the blood group of a person with the O type is the universal donor. So the blood group A is the universal recipient and the blood group O is the universal donor because it can donate to all blood types and AB can receive from all blood types. Each blood group depends on the presence and absence of the Rh factor. The Rh factor is a special protein antigen reported first by in rhesus monkeys. It in if this antigen is present on the blood, then we are Rh positive. If it is absent, then we are Rh negative. Thank you for your time. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel.